may say, this is my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Episode 3 review, and yes, I am a man. Anyways, let's get straight into it. This was an awesome episode, like all episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure thus far. Now, I really cannot praise this episode enough because it really... JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in general, it's just so relentless. The pace just never stops. It never halts for any moment. It's just constant energy, constant bombast. It's just... it's incredible. I don't understand how they can constantly have such over-the-top energy going non-stop, but they do. And you know, in the manga it does feel like it stops at times. It does feel like it halts, but here, it just goes crazy. They just pace it so well. They fit so much into one episode. I can't believe that in 3 episodes, I believe they've covered more than 10 chapters? More than 10, I think? Someone tell me whatever, but this is a great episode. We had Dio finally rejecting his humanity. He is a character who is just grown up as a child to adult. He has grown up hating humanity. Humankind has always treated him like shit. He's never had it good in life, and you know, he's just grown up to detest humans. Just people in general. Even though he is a human, he rejects his humanity in the end, because to him, humanity is that thing that he hates. It's the thing that has binded him to his father and all that sort of stuff. He just rejects it completely. He's done with being a human. He is now a vampire. No, not the Twilight vampires, the shining chest and, you know, can walk in the sunlight. He can't walk in the sunlight anymore. No more sunlight, Dio, no more. Anyways, we had some incredibly crazy, badass moments. We had JoJo, majority of the episode, had a spear stuck in his shoulder, still fighting Dio like it's nothing. Constantly fire all around him, getting burnt and stuff. He doesn't even give a shit. JoJo is like dying pretty much, and it doesn't seem to have any real effect on him because he's just that badass. Then you have Speedwagon. I love Speedwagon. He's just he just adds so much to the drama. This is like over-the-top drama that if it ever slowed down, just a tiny bit slowed down, all the over-the-top stuff would just come apart and be absolutely just... It needs to have this incredibly fast-paced style because it would drag way too much, and the over-the-top stuff, it just wouldn't be as interesting because it's all the energy and, like, you know, it just oozes bombast, you know? It's just so over-the-top. And it would not work at all if it was slowed down any bit at all. But I gotta say, one of my favourite scenes in this episode is when they're both falling from the top of Joestar Manor, whatever you want to call it. They're both falling down through the flames and all that. And Dio is just like, oh, I won't die, whatever. So Dio, he just stabs his foot into the wall and just clings onto the wall like standing. He just kicked into the wall. Then JoJo's falling. JoJo pulls the spear out of him, stabs it into the wall, spins around, jumps onto the spear sticking out of the wall, jumps up, tries to grab Dio, can't, misses him. So he pulls off his belt, slings the belt ties around Dio's leg, and he pulls Dio down with him. He grabs Dio, and then he's like saying, "Thank you, Father, for helping me," all this sort of stuff, because his father's dead. His father dies in this episode. And that was actually a really, I gotta say, even though it was so cheesy and over the top, that's the 3 words I always say of this series, over the top. It was so cheesy and all that, but it just had this like kind of impactful moment feel to it, you know? And I kind of got shivers in that. I don't know why, it just, you know, and then Speedwagon's like, George Joestar's spirit is not dead. It lives on in his son and all this, and it was just epic. Anyways, yeah, Dio falling down, and Dio's like, I won't die. There's no way this would burn me, and all that sort of stuff. But then, mid-air, JoJo turns, impales him on this statue that's like been in the Joestar family for like all these years. And, you know, explosion happens, and JoJo comes out pretty much unscathed. And I'm like, JoJo is an absolute beast. How the hell can all that happen? He's not even really hurt at all. But, you know, he's a beast. So him and Speedwagon say, we did it. We finally beat him. We did it, you know, and they leave. So then, the episode ends with the Oriental who sold Dio the poison sees the stone mask in the ruins of Joestar Manor. So he goes to grab it. Suddenly, someone grabs his hand, pretty much drains all his life force out of him, and it turns out that Dio is still, in fact, alive. So, well, that was for naught. So, Dio's still alive, all of that. It was just a really well done episode, and the tension was perfect, the drama was great, the energy was incredible. This is what makes JoJo's Bizarre Adventure so fun to watch. It's just unrelentless. It doesn't stop. It just never takes a break. And that's what's kind of so captivating about it. It's just how big and grand scale everything seems. Even like the smallest of things just seems like such a big deal. Because everyone's constantly yelling at one another. It's just like, I'm Jonathan Joestar, oh, whatever. He's just introducing himself, but he's yelling. The acting is just pretty much yelling, but something just so bizarrely captivating about it all. And that's why I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure so much. It's just something, you can never really put your finger on it. There's something just so intangibly fascinating about it all. Anyways, this has been my review of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Episode 3. I'm going to eat a piece of Pocky. I'll be back next week. Rate, comment, subscribe, like, whatever. Let me know what you thought of the episode. And check out the Facebook and Twitter in the description below. Hello and goodbye.